This is where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today we are taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Archive C-3PO. I'm going to be honest, I have enough 3POs in my collection, but when I was at Buy Sell Trade Ashtabula the other day and I saw this guy for $15, I had a $10 off promo and I could not leave this custom fodder sitting there for only $5. I've been debating for a little while doing some random protocol droids for the background of the shelf, so I'm thinking this one's going to end up as TC-14 from the Phantom Menace, as I have a Phantom Menace shelf going on right now. And let's be fair, Hasbro will never make that one. So, anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the review. I just thought it'd be cool to talk about it because it's not one that I've talked about. And here's 3PO in the packaging, which we are going to take a quick look at. This is your archive card back. We've seen this before. It is a really, really aesthetically pleasing type of packaging. You have your Black Series logo up top, and then a big bubble showing 3PO off well with a really cool art card. His name, Archive. Around back, it shows you an image of the original release, which is super cool, a bigger version of the art from the side. A bio about 3PO, pause and read whichever language best applies to you. A bunch of legal stuff, Disney, Hasbro, barcode, more legal stuff down below. Nothing super remarkable here, so let's open them up and see what we get here. So here's 3PO out of the packaging, and initial impressions are he looks pretty good. I will say that I feel like probably the only person that likes the gold paint that they use on 3PO. There's a lot of collectors out there that think that he should be vac metaled in like 18 karat gold or something. I don't think so, because while he was shiny in universe, I don't really want a gold colored mirror on my shelf. And I think that this is a really nice compromise. It catches the light very well. It appears to have a nice luster, and it's just not chrome. It's just very shiny, and I kind of have a preference for that. People freak out about how, like, the Beskar Mando figures don't, blind you back when you hit them with a light. Like, as long as it just catches the light and looks good, I'm good with it. For a $20 figure, this is, like, entirely adequate. Now, where this figure really suffers is in the articulation department. I'll show you that a little later on. But otherwise, it's actually a very pleasant sculpt. So, bringing him in, I mean, everything that you could ever ask for in a 3PO figure, you would get here. He has the yellow eyes going on with the black dots and the three little white dots triangulating around them. And it just looks very good. I like the two shells of the head there and little like eye port in the back going on. It's just everything that you would expect. It's very, very faithful to the film design. He's got those little like collarbone probe thingies going up around the collar. He's got the 4 dots on the chest there, 1 on the right pec, 3 on the left. The shoulder bells look very good, and he's got the circle belly button thing going on. His arms look good with very, very well sculpted pistons, and the hands have the kind of like medical bracing looking to them. The abdomen is very well painted, has a black base with a lot of the wires in varying colors. And while I think there probably were more wires in general, this is a very adequate way to demonstrate that. Like the little backpack thing going on there, the back piece, I mean. And then the legs look very good with the calf of the right leg in silver, and then all of the other leg parts in gold. And yeah, it's just a very, very well painted, well sculpted figure. By 2016 standards, this sculpt was superb. It was always a little annoying. The line started in 2013, and it was like, okay, we got R2 like on day one. Like, where's 3PO? Where's 3PO? Where's 3PO as the years went on? And so they finally hit us with 3PO. He was a Walgreens exclusive. And time for a morbid story, but actually I found him on the 1-year anniversary date with my first girlfriend, which never went anywhere, of course. But, and then while I was celebrating finding it, we saw a bunch of ambulances go by, and it was actually for a friend who had been in a car accident. So yeah, my original 3PO has some horror stories to it. And yeah, that wasn't a great day. But the figure was definitely a highlight of that day, I will say. And yeah, as far as 3POs go, this is everything that you could ever ask for in a 3PO. So to look at our articulation here, he definitely suffers here. They've done some new molding since, and it definitely helps. But this original mold is not great, and the updated molds came out before the archive of this figure, so it really throws me as to why they put this one in the archive. Definitely a frustration. But, however, he features a ball on a hinge for the neck, because that's just what they did back then, and the range is decent, especially for 3PO. You can look up that far, down that far, side to side, and there's the tiniest little bit of pivot. It's not a lot, but again, he doesn't have like a huge amount of range anywhere. The arms are where things get frustrating. There's a pin that goes in, so you can take the arm 360 degrees at the shoulder, and the bell will actually go with it, going around there. The arms have a hinge that let them come in and out, and then the wrists go 360 and hinge up and down. There is no bicep swivel. There is no elbow joint. It is a static piece. And the wild thing is like, this is kind of how he keeps his elbows at most of the time anyway, just because the costume is restrictive. Give me the bicep swivel so I can at least like raise his arm, Like he can do like this and he can do this and that's it. So yeah, definitely was very limited at the time. He features a mid-torso ball joint. Lets him crunch that far forward, that far back, which is actually great. And then a lot of pivot and some twist, but he can't like do a 360. It gets very tight. So yeah, some twist, some pivot. It's all right. The legs, the upper thighs are very rubbery plastic. So if you force them, can go that far apart. And then they can go that far forward. Not much back. There's an upper thigh rotation going on in there with single jointed knees that don't quite make 90. And then the feet can go straight down, really far forward, and there's a forward-facing pin for rocker in there. So, like the arms really are the hindrance here, and then what's going on in the legs is just like part of the costume. Because the thing is listen to any Anthony Daniels discussion, any like Comic-Con panel he's been in where he talks about wearing the suit. It's not great. It's not comfortable. So I don't know. I think that the sculpt is generally good and the articulation is okay, except for the arms. But definitely some things I'd like to tweak on it if I could. And they actually have since. We actually have good 3POs now. Bringing in some figures for the size comparison. Here's R2-D2. This is the new 2023 sculpt. Here is the new sculpt Imperial Stormtrooper, just to kind of advocate as a generic 6-inch height figure. And here is the new sculpt Return of the Jedi Luke. I never took 3PO as being 6 foot tall. I figured he was at least Luke's height or better. This seems to be just a touch shorter than Luke. I don't know if that's an issue with Luke or the 3PO, but I guess Luke next to the Stormtrooper is still somewhat significantly shorter. So maybe this 3PO sculpt is just a touch short, but it doesn't bother me. It still looks pretty good, all said. So at the end of the day, what do I think of the Archive 3PO? Honestly, it probably should be a figure that you pass on just because we have better ones. The Rise of Skywalker one with Babu Frick and Chewbacca's bowcaster features significantly improved arm articulation. I believe the arm articulation is present on the one in the Galaxy's Edge 4-pack. I don't promise that. I don't own that pack, but I feel like it's there. The 3PO that comes apart into pieces in the backpack with Chewbacca from Empire Strikes Back, I think that set has gotten a little expensive, but that 3PO features the updated arm articulation. There's just a lot of improved versions of this character out there that, to me, make it a unessential pickup. I don't think that you need to get the Archive 3PO unless you find them for $5 like I did, and I'm going to paint this one a different color and stick it on the back of the shelf somewhere, and it will be a-okay for what it needs to be. But yeah, I definitely don't think this should be your definitive 3PO. There's better ones out there. So that's it for my thoughts. Thank you for watching this video. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. You know the drill. I will catch you next time. Until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you, and goodbye.